Hello everybody, yes, Vidya, and welcome back to the tutorial on the TwinPlayz channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about making a Don't Wake a somewhat game. Whether that's Don't Wake a Brainrot, Don't Wake a Rainbow Friend, a Copybot, or superhero, anime, whatever it is, this is going to be a series. This is part 1 of the series, so there's going to be a lot to this as well. I know right now, if you are part of my channel, I've been doing Steal a Brainrot, 99 Nights in the Forest, Little Girl Garden, all those kind of things. So there's a lot of videos on my channel, but I'm going to start another series, of course. And with this going forward, I am making it so you guys have to watch and script them, and you know, it's just kind of a step-by-step thing. But yeah, so if you're new to the channel, welcome. So feel free to subscribe and join the Discord, as we have everyone in there and we do a lot of stuff. But yeah, so we're gonna get straight into this. Now, if you are on Studio Lite, I will be honest, this is gonna be a little bit harder for you guys, just a little bit, because you're gonna have to follow coding and make all of that. It's gonna be a little bit of a difficult task. But if you are doing this in PC and everything, it should be a breeze. And yeah, and if you want to join the membership to get the models so you can, you know, don't have to watch the videos fully and you can just import them into your game and everything, feel free to join in the description. But yeah, so we're going to get started. So head into Studio. All right, so basically, we're going to first talk about a few things. Now, when you're in Studio, this is going to be my game, of course, and I'm going to say save to Roblox, so you make your new game, and we're gonna call it like you know, Don't Wake, and I'll say the I don't know, we could say Don't Wake the YouTubers, whatever, just for fun. And then I can go right here and we'll do a description, all that stuff later. Console, everything should work, and then me, team create, data sharing are on. The creator should be you. If you want to put it under your group, do that. I actually probably will do this one for fun under my group, because why not? So Don't Wake the YouTubers. I'm going to do that, and then description and all that kind of stuff. You should be good. So I'm going to click save. Now, some of the things too with these games is, let's just go and look at them. So if you go and search up Don't Wake, you can see there's a lot of like trends going on and certain things. So it's pretty cool to like, oh yeah, so it looks like they have a Don't Wake the YouTubers is already one, but might as well, I guess. But yeah, so in here, there's, I guess, Don't Wake the Brainrots is the biggest one. Makes sense. But they all have, like, certain things. I mean, I guess you see there's very limited description. So I guess we could just go right here and, like, you know, if we want to make a game description, we just copy it. And we'll say, like, Don't Wake the YouTubers. And then sneak around and steal YouTubers while they sleep. And then, like, escape. And then collect as many YouTubers as possible. Blah, 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 blah. Remember to hit thumbs up. And then that's good. Now, you need a game icon, thumbnail, all that kind of stuff. One thing you guys do need to do is go on the configure hub, which we're going to talk about. So I'm actually click this right here. So just click this. We're going to do all the game settings first, because it's important to understand this stuff and get it done. So on the questionnaire, we're just going to click start. And there's no violent content, no blood, no none of that. So we can do all of this. It should just be no. Crude humor, gambling, no. Strong language, no. Romantic theme, no. Alcohol, no. No, it's not a social hangout. Freeform user content is also no. No sensitive issue stuff. And then no. And then no generative AI. Contain paid random. Yes, we might do that. So yes, we'll follow that. Allow try items. I think so. So yes, we'll do that later. And then shared media, no. And then no. And you should be good, and click submit. Okay, so why did we do that? The reason we did that is because Roblox will not allow you to have your game public or let people play unless you have that enabled. So, and then game settings, you know, you have the thing already. We have the questionnaire. We have a game icon and thumbnail that we can make, which I'll probably make in a part 2 of a video or something. And then the genre, you can as well just click here and do that. So if I go to these, this, and then I go genre, it's probably one thing you could do before, just to double check, is you could check the game and it says the genre actually. So it is a simulation, of course. Subgenre, we can call it a tycoon. That's pretty much what it is. And then, yeah, all that kind of stuff, access to ABI, yeah, so all this kind of stuff, you can just do all that and click Save Changes, confirm, and you should be good, and close that out. And then, yeah, communication, enable microphone, I would turn it on. Permissions, we'll keep it private. Monetization, we're going to go about this and talk about it later, but we will be doing products, badges, all that kind of stuff. Security, so allow HTTP request, and then enable studio access to API services is good. Allow third-party sales. You can turn all this, you know, stuff on if you want, but you don't need these ones on. Just make sure these are on. And then places, localization, avatar world, all that kind of stuff is good. But yeah, so you should be good. Now, I'm pretty sure this is R15. I don't remember. I'm going to have to go play it again. But there's like a lot of things you can look at when it comes to the game, so we'll have to go into that. But in this video, we're gonna be talking about making the data. So just gonna get up all the data set up for you, and yeah, it's gonna be a little bit different because you guys might, who are watching this, are maybe beginners or advanced or not. It's a little different on how we're gonna set this up, and we're gonna be using Profile Store. So go into the description, you guys, and I do have a template for you. It should be right here. And you get to just download this or click open. Like I said, if you're in the Discord, you should be able to grab this, and it's fully coded for you. I did leave you guys a bunch of stuff, though, that is coded because we have to. But when you load in and you get that, it should be in your toolbox. Just feel free to import it right here. And then you can click open, okay? So in here, we have a few things, okay? So we're going to just drag all of this to ServerScript service, and then drag all of this into replicate storage. My bumhead forgot to do a README, so actually, let me pause this real quick and re-upload it one more time. Okay, so I do have a README. It's nothing too simple, nothing crazy. It just says what you need to do. Well, not really, but if you're watching the video, you should be good. So, trick or treat. Okay, so we have a different kind of thing here. So a lot of people might be curious, like, how are we doing this? What's going on? So we're going to be using replica shared. We're going to be using a few packages, zone, networker, promise, all these kind of things that I'm going to give to you guys, shared utils, and a lot of it's filled out, okay? So you're probably like, okay, this is a lot of crap. What is going on? Maybe if you're new to Roblox Studio and stuff. I'm going to explain to you real quick, okay? So we're going to be setting this up on a module-based kind of server, I guess you could say, on init, everything like that. And so in here, we have like code that's already made for you. These are packages, and you can use them to help your game. So what we're doing is we have replica shared. This is going to help us with basically setting things to server, remotes, all those kind of stuff. And that same thing goes for, promise and the zone handlers, just to manage zones, which we'll talk about. And then networker is the same kind of thing. We're going to be using networker, which is another thing that works on client and server-sided assets, I guess you could say. There's more to look into those later, but I'll explain them as we go on. But we're not going to be using everything. But shared utils does already have some things for you guys, like changing things to cache and abbreviations. And then configuration has nothing because we haven't used it yet, but we will be using it. So replicated storage is going to hold all of our stuff. And then ServerScript service is also going to have a few packages like the profile store that I was talking about, which is a great service instead of data store service. So that's why we're using it. And then replica server. So this is what we use to look at things. And yeah, so this is kind of what I mean. Fire clients, replicate. And this is just double checking more on the back end kind of things. I guess you could say it's really helpful for exploiters, which I'll talk about in a bit here too. But yeah, so we have the packages. So today we're going to be doing the player setup service. Okay, so in here, this is where we're going to be doing everything. Now I'm going to open up some stuff on my other screen just to make sure I'm following along and not doing anything too crazy. Okay, so server right here is going to handle all of the initialization of our module scripts. So when we have a module script, we have to call them. So following along in server, we're going to set up the ServerScript service, and we're going to do game get service, and we're going to call it ServerScript service, sorry. And then up in require modules, we're going to do local player server setup. So is what we call it. We do require, and we're going to go ServerScript service dot services like that, and we're going to go dot player setup service dot player server setup. And then inside of that, we are going to go right here, and we're going to do dot init like this. Okay. So what this is going to do is this is going to initialize our module right here, and it's going to set it up for us. Now, there's nothing inside this module, so we're going to have to talk about that in a second here. But inside as well, we have a module. This is a player data module. This is going to be the same thing to double check that we are setting the values, we are getting them correctly, and it's not going to break our game, okay? And what I mean by that too is like when we fetch data, when we send data, and like we're going to set data, all that kind of stuff, that's what we're doing in a lot of these modules. But yeah, so we have a schema, which schema, I don't even know how to pronounce it, but this is basically what we use to make a data template. So we're going to set this up as well, and we're going to set up this one, okay? And then we have cache and leader stats. Now you're probably wondering, what is this folder right here? This is leader.cache. So when you join the game, it actually has players right here, and it puts this folder to your player. Now, this is in general when you set up a leader stat or leaderboard, it's going to work like that. Now, I think they only use cache in the leaderboard. I don't think they do reburst or any of that. I don't even know if there is reburst. We're going to check. It probably is. I'm following along. And yeah, so we're going to go straight into this with the player server setup and the schema. Now, we kind of do need the schema before we go into anything. So we're probably just going to make the data template right now to make sure that we we have everything. Okay, so in the data template, I'm gonna make sure we do this correctly. Yeah, so we can do this. Okay, so local, yeah, we'll go schema equals, local schema equals like this. Okay, and then we are going to, oops, sorry, actually no, that's right. And we're gonna do return schema just like that. Okay. So inside of here is when we're going to go through everything. Now, I'm going to just go down just a little bit so we can make sure we see everything. So based on your cache, whatever you want them to start with, we're probably just going to do 100. So we'll go 100 like this. And then we're going to go do, I guess, index. So index maybe was perfect. We're probably going to need gears. So we'll do gears. There's a lot of stuff you can actually just add to this, so it doesn't really matter. We're probably going to do owned products just to double check what products are owned. Tutorial, probably we'll go like this. Let's go like this. So we just set some things aside. We'll go tutorial equals 0. It doesn't matter which order, by the way, just for your guys' organizations. And then let's go NPCs equals like this. And we're going to do slots. Okay, so slots are another thing we have to worry about, but we'll talk about that. So, we're going to have to fill this out later, too, because we're going to have to do the mutations and stuff. So I'll say for later, add mutations, and that's to the index, which I'll talk about in a bit here. And then we could do debugging. So if we want to add debugging, which I'll talk about as well. But yeah, so slots equals, let's do slot underscore template, just like that. Okay. So yeah, that's fine. Now, this is error, so we have to go local slot template equals like this. Now, slots are basically what we're using to collect and money and all that kind of stuff, so we could probably go, we're going to go, oh, you know what we're going to do right now? We're going to do this. Okay, I'm wrong. So in configuration, let's just do this real quick. Into schema, actually, you're going to go local configuration. We can actually go like this, replicated storage first equals game get service, and we can go replicated storage, okay? And we're going to go local configuration equals replicated storage, and then dot, let's go dot, oh wait, sorry, we're going to require, oopsies. So require, okay? And we're going to go replicate storage, and then dot shared, and then wait for child configuration, okay? Just like that. And then what we can do here is in configuration, we can actually do a slot count. So, I mean, normally, like, yeah, I'll just do, like, configuration like this. And then here, and we can go, like, slot count. And we'll go for how many there are. So, I don't know if there's 8. We're going to come back and do this later. And, like, same thing for, like, player walk speed. We can go, like, 16 or something. We'll worry about that later. This is not a big deal. We're going to do a few things. Okay, so slot template right now is actually going to just be like this. Okay, there's going to be nothing in them, okay? But we're going to do a little for loop. So for I equals 1. We're going to go configuration dot slot count. Okay, we're going to go do just like this. Then we're going to go slot template I like this, and we're going to go equals right here. Okay, so every slot inside of configuration, basically, which we'll talk about, there's going to be a little template. So occupied probably is false. And then we're going to do money or cash. I guess we can do like, we'll do cash because that's what we're using in the variable. And then offline cache, we want to do offline cache. And then let's do NPC like thing, whatever. We can just go nil. Okay, so we'll go nil. So this is going to create the schema for us. And then also down here, like I said, you can do like debugging, which I mean that you'd have to use run service for that. So like local run service equals game get service, and then you go run service. So once we use run service, I mean for here down here, this is a later kind of thing, but we're gonna just do and then do end whatever works. If run service is studio like that, sorry, equals false, then we could go here, and this is where we just like pour anything. So we could just do like return data, schema. Okay, so that's where we return stuff. And then if not, we could just go right here. We could be like, okay, so schema like this dot cache equals 100. So we'll comment this out later, but like, yeah, so basically if it's not in studio, it's gonna give them this whole template. But then if we are in studio, which we will be, it's going to just give us 100 cash, and we're not going to worry about saving anything else. But yeah, so I mean, for later, it doesn't really matter right now. And there's actually another way to do this so it makes sure it doesn't save, which I'll talk about in a second here. But yeah, so this is how you set it up. Everything's good here. Mutations and stuff we're going to have to do, but we'll worry about that later. And that should be good with the data kind of stuff. So you should be on that part. And don't worry about these numbers just yet. We'll come back to them. But yeah, so now we're going to move forward to the player setup, okay? So we can do... we're going to have to do a bunch of stuff first. So let's just do this. We're going to do the variables of the services. So game, get service, and we're going to go players, local replicated storage equals game, get service, replicated storage. ServerScript service, we're going to need this one as well. Equals game, get service. Oh. And then ServerScript service, ServerScript service. There we go. And then local run service equals game, get service, run service. And you should be good, okay? So once we do that as well, I'm going to double check on my other side of the thing. So make sure we're doing this exactly how we're doing it. We are going to do a few things. Okay, so local profile store. So this is where we're going to get the profile store, which is located in packages and ServerScript service. So we're going to local profile store equals, God, we always do that. Require, make sure you guys do require. And we're going to go ServerScript service dot packages dot profile store. You could add a wait for child. It's up to you. Sorry, but we're okay for now. Then we're going to get the player data module, which is require, like this, require server. We can actually just go, I think it might just be script.parent, right? Yeah, we could do that. We could just go script.parent.modules.player data module. Okay, like that. So that's grabbing those two modules. Now, we're going to do a few things. There is a way of doing, basically, like, you can do, like, collision service as well with characters, make sure they don't collide. So we're going to do that. But first, we're going to do the profile store. So profile store equals, actually, let's go player store, sorry. Equals profile store, like this, okay? And then we actually need to do this. I don't know why I said profile store, guys. Profile store dot new. And then we're going to go and say, oh, with a capital N, sorry. And we're going to say, don't wake store _1. Okay, so that's just going to be a name we can do. It doesn't matter what you guys do for this, by the way. And we're going to go require, and we're going to go script dot schema. Okay, and that's going to give us our store. So with that, you should be good there. Now with the player data module, so we're going to go right here, copy that, and we're going to go dot register stat, okay, and we're going to do cache, just like this. And we're going to go like this, cache, okay. So that's actually going to register the stats first and make sure that we get that right. Now, we are going to do a player collision group. So we can just like, yeah, let's just go like this and we're going to call it players. And then we're also going to have to make a folder. I almost forgot about this, but we'll do it in a sec here. But yeah, so we're going to go here and we're going to go local function. I mean, we can, yeah, let's just do it, guys. All right, local function, and we're going to do setup player character. We can just go like this, and we can go player right here, and we're gonna go profile. Profile store. Okay, so that's gonna do profile store, and then actually forgot we gotta do dot profile, like this. Okay, and we'll click enter. So that's gonna set this up like here, and we're gonna do a few things. We're gonna do like this. Yeah, so we'll go local function. We're gonna go set up character. Okay, so this is gonna be just like here. We can go right here and grab that. So this is going to grab the character, which we'll do in a bit here. And then, yeah, actually you can just do local character equals player dot character like this. And if character, then we're going to do task dot spawn function. And we're going to go right here and we're going to do setup character with the character. Okay. And right here to make sure it goes through is do character dot character added. And we do connect. And we do setup character like this. Okay, now to set up the character, and what this is going to do, sorry guys, is we are going to do the collisions and stuff. So we're going to do for underscore v in I pairs, and we're going to go character get descendants like this. Okay, and we're going to do if v is, oh no, if v is a base part. So we're going to check if it's a base part, which it is, and any parts of the human body or the body of the player is going to be a base part. And we're going to find the collision group. So like this. Okay, that should be right. I don't know. That's not the detection. And we're going to set it to player collision group. Okay, just like that. And then we're going to do local character folder equals workspace dot characters, which we can talk about right here. We can go folder and characters, just like this. So if you are watching, it's good you guys are. Workspace dot characters, okay. And then we're going to do repeat right here. And we're going to do character dot parent equals character folder, okay. And we're going to do task dot wait. I'm going to explain what this does in a second here. Character dot parent equals character folder, okay. So right here, we're just checking and making sure that we are setting it to the character folder. We're setting the player to the character folder. And I'm going to kind of explain how that works too, because when you play the game, it actually sets you into workspace. And you kind of want to put your characters in a folder just because. I mean, there's a lot of things you can do with that in other games, but it's important to do that because it helps organize everything. And also just like for later things, if you want to call certain things, you can grab all the characters, and you can just use that. If there was like a model or something, whatever, all that works. And right here, actually, so we can do character.human_. We could do, if we want to, we can go local configuration equals require replicate storage dot, I think it was, yeah, shared dot configuration. And we can actually just go configuration dot walk speed, player walk speed, like that. So that works just great. So now we have that. Okay, so this function, if we click play, basically what's going to happen is it's going to put us into the workspace, if I'm right. Let's just double check. Module code did not return one value. I'm so stupid, guys. We have to do the initialize server. So we're going to do that in a sec here. Let's actually do that right now. So okay, so what I mean by that, guys, is if we go down here, we're going to say function, and then yeah, so right here when you say the we didn't even get the freaking thing set up. Oh my gosh. Local player server setup equals brackets. So function player server setup dot init, like this, okay, for underscore, and then we're gonna go player in I pairs, and then this is where we go and do players. And we go get players, okay, so get players. So another function of doing this. We're gonna do task.spawn, so we're gonna make sure this runs, and we are going to do player added, which I haven't made yet, but we're gonna make it player. And then out of here, we're going to do the same thing again. So players.player added connect, and we're going to do player added. These functions have not been made yet, so we're going to have to do them. And then we're going to go players.player removing. We're going to do connect, and then we're going to do player removing. Okay. So none of these have been made, so that's why they're erroring out like that. But so we're going to just go down here, and we're going to make those functions. Okay. So local function, I guess we could say, yeah, player removing. We're going to go player, and we're going to make sure it's a player. Okay. And we're going to work on, this is, oh yeah, for later plots. We'll do that after. Okay, so then what we're going to do local data equals player data module, okay, dot get. So we're going to be getting their data module. We're going to get the players, okay? This is where we're getting the players from here. And once we get their data, we're going to do if data and data dot profile, it's not equal to nil. Then we're going to do data.profile dot data, and then also, yeah, I forgot about this. We got to do this real quick. Data, and then right here we're gonna do, let's do exit timestamp. Okay, equals 0, like this. Okay, exit timestamp. We're gonna need this, and I'll explain that in a sec here. So exit timestamp. I'm pretty sure we're gonna need it, but I think so. Yeah, because when we, that's what we're gonna do. Okay. So when they leave the game, we're going to get this and set the timestamp. Basically, what this is going to do is going to check when they leave. And then when they join back, we're going to get that time, which is using os.time. So the date, day, all that kind of stuff. And then this is where we do the offline money crap. But we'll do that after. So then data.profile, and we're going to do end session. Okay. End session is going to close it off, and we're going to be done with it. Now, we need the player function of player added. Okay. So local function, player added. And we're going to go player again, and we're going to go player. Okay. In here, this is where we do the profile and everything again. So we grab the profile, we make it, and we do player store, like this. We do start session async. So this is going to do the whole player data and grabbing the things. So right in here, we're going to go this, put some brackets. We're going to go player.user ID. Okay. Oh, wait, no. We need to do like this. Sorry. Comma. Like that. Just like right here. And then, hold on a second. Player.user ID. Oopsies. Like this. Not these not these. Wrong ones. Like that. Okay, there we go. These are the other ones. These are asterisks. I don't even know how to explain what these are. They're like the other ones. They're not the... They're not like semi... what do you freaking call them? Oh my god, I don't even know what you call them. Okay. So right here, we set up... We get the star agency, and then we do cancel equals function, and we're going to do return player.parent, and then to player. Okay, just... wait, no. Players. All right, so that's going to grab the profile. Now, if profile is not equal to nil, so we actually do a profile, okay? We're going to do profile add user ID. It's going to go player.user ID. Profile dot, nope, reconcile. Means reconcile. Oh my god, reconcile. Holy crap, guys. I'm like, my English is so bad today. On session end, so right here, function. And we're going to do player data module. So in here, player data module, right here, dot forget player. Okay, so this is where we're going to just make sure that when it ends, we're going to forget the player. And then we're going to do player kick. And this is where we're going to say that your data was either loaded or it wasn't. So if it wasn't loaded, basically, which I'll actually talk about that in a second here, this is going to kick someone, okay? Please rejoin. That should work. Looks good. Okay. So that's going to make sure that if it didn't load or, you know, something went wrong, we have to kick the player and we'll have them rejoin, okay? Oh my gosh. So now we're at the players. We're going to go player.parent equals players. Okay. So we're going to be setting the player's parent to players. And then we are going to go through here. We're going to do one more else as well, but we're going to go on player profile loaded. And this is where we're going to send the player. Okay. And we're going to go profile as well. We don't have this function yet, which I'm going to talk about, but when it doesn't, or when it does load, sorry, like if it doesn't load before they left, or my gosh, they left before the session loaded, we're going to do end session. Okay. So we're going to do that. And then as well as that, we're going to add one more else statement right here. And we're going to go down here and we're going to say player kick. And we're going to say right here, player profile load fill. Please join. Okay. So what that's doing is if the profile doesn't get loaded, then we're just going to kick them. And we're going to say it failed to load. We're going to please rejoin. Okay. So now we have the player added function. So this all the way down here works just great. So players added, player removing, all that kind of stuff. And then we have player set up character. So now we have to make the last function, which is going to be the on profile loaded. So a local function on profile loaded right here. We're going to do player, and we're going to grab the player. So these are just calling the variables, making sure it's a certain instance. We're going to do profile, same thing again, profile store dot profile. Okay, so that should be good. Should be at that point. Now, what this does is we're going to do a few things. Okay, so if player dot name equals, I'm going to say my name. Okay, so this is going to be your username. Then I'm going to do profile dot data, just like this. And we're going to do equals require right here. And we're going to go script dot schema. Okay, like that, just like that. And then another thing to do is you can go and, if you want, you could go warn data saving is off. Just like that. Okay, so, yeah, and then also make sure there's a little statement right there. So, I mean, if you were to just look like this, it'd look like this, guys, by the way. Okay, so if player data TwinPlayz dev, and then it's going to say that. Now, what this does, is this is actually just going to give us the, just give us a fresh thing. It's going to literally give us this. No saving, no nothing, okay? So now, after that, we're going to do script.leaderStats, and we're going to clone it, and we're going to set the parent to the player. Okay, remember what I said, how we're going to set this folder to you? That's what we're doing right here. Okay, so then we go right here, and we're going to do player.datamodule.new, just like this. Oh my gosh. No, wait, not new, me, sorry. And then also with this, guys, you can go look at like the functions. So like there's register stat, there's meet. This is where we do all the data and replica and all that kind of stuff. That's where we're using all of this. Okay. And we're going to go player, comma, profile. So profile and everything like that. And then there is a inventory. So let's double check on product gears index. We could go. All right, let me double check real quick which products we need. Okay, I guess we can just add this in for now, but we're basically going to do another for loop. I mean, we're going to be doing the NPCs and stuff, so we actually don't need to add anything else. We'll go profile.data.npcs like we had. Okay, so NPCs. And then we're going to go do just like this. And yeah, so NPCs right here in schema and profile.data and not NPCs. And then we can just go and this is where we're going to just give player tool. But since we don't have anything, we'll just go print player. But honestly, I'm going to just do print data just because. Oh, wait. Well, no. Oops. So, yeah, there's going to be nothing in there. Just going to print player or whatever. We're not to do. I don't know. Honestly, let's just go like this. And we don't need to worry about that. It's not going to do anything, basically. So, this is for later. Okay. So if you click play, it should just work. No, it didn't. Okay. Module code did not return exactly one value. Okay. Player setup service. What's going on here? Player service require ServerScript service dot services player setup service and then player server setup. Module code did not return exactly one value. Am I tripping right now? .NET. Let me double check. Yeah, .NET, that works. Why is this? 1 second. I don't know why I always miss this, guys. When you make the modules, don't delete. Like, it always comes with a local function, and then it does return. You just have to make sure you return right here, and you go player server setup. I'm like so stupid. Okay, so yeah, it should work now. So oh gosh, nil value. Let's see what's going on. Profile loaded player, comma profile. This one. I'm just being stupid again. So okay, that's not why. On profile loaded right here. Okay, there we go. Just like that. Sorry guys. Profile loaded. You load in right here. Okay, so make sure your output's open, guys. By the way, this is just what shows you everything. But you should be good. So I'm gonna click play. There we go. Okay, data savings off. We have 100 cash. So players, we go leader stats. It's up here. Everything's good. Now you're probably wondering, like, how do you access your data? How does that work? So if you actually want to just like see what I mean by why we have the data in the template, you can actually just go into, we can just go profile loaded, and we'll just go like this. We'll go print profile.data. Yeah, let's just go that profile.data. Okay, so we're just going to print profile.data. And what that's going to do, I should print it for us. Let's just double check. Yeah. So in the data. Okay, so this is what I mean. So what we made was that little schema. And what that does is it gives us, so see how these slots right here and everything? That basically gives us everything that we need. So cache, offline cache, occupied, NPC, blah, 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 blah. That is what we're doing here. And it's like a data template. It basically just stores everything for you. And we'll be putting stuff into this. So later on, all these templates and everything are going to be filled, if that makes sense. But yeah, so that's basically it for this tutorial. You know, something, I hope it was like somewhat simple and you kind of learned a bit with this. Like I said, if you're in the Discord and everything, it should, you know, have everything for you. But there's a lot coming, and I hope you guys did enjoy the video. I will, yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good one. Bye-bye.